I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Friends Indeed has been helping low-income families in the area through charitable donations. To raise awareness to this worthy cause, the organization has been reaching new heights with the help of a downtown Ann Arbor landmark.
This is Over the Edge, and this is our third year. It's an urban rappelling fundraiser, so it's a peer-to-peer fundraiser, just like a 5K. People sign up and they ask their friends to donate. They raise $1,000. They get the wonderful privilege of rappelling off the Graduate Hotel.
I just rappelled off 14 stories of the Graduate Ann Arbor Hotel, and I did that for Friends Indeed. It is a fundraiser that's unlike any other. It's not a golf outing, it's not a gala. It's something entirely different that gives people a thrill.
Friends Indeed is a local organization, serves Washtenaw County residents, low-income people experiencing poverty with emergency assistance, free furniture, poverty alleviation, beds and cribs, cars. We've been serving Washtenaw County residents for almost 40 years now.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but the really important thing is to focus on the mission of Friends Indeed, and that is to help those that don't have what we all probably feel like we have in Washtenaw County. And there's a significant number of people that are in that cycle of poverty, and this is one way of getting them out of that.
This is a way for people to come and have fun and give and raise money for us.
I encourage everybody to rappel. I encourage everybody to donate to Friends Indeed. You don't have to have a lot to give. If you have time, if you have energy, if you have money, or if you would like to rappel.
Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. There's lots of kid-friendly activities in the area, but one in particular brings history to life as they experience the world of fighting fires.
Organized fire suppression services in America date back to the Civil War, and you can experience this life-saving history right here in Washtenaw County.
Welcome to Riverside Park in Ypsilanti. Every year the Firehouse Museum sponsors what's called a muster. The muster is a gathering of antique fire trucks for display purposes, some of which are pumping and some are just show how trucks can be restored.
Kids got in the driver's seat as they took on the role of firefighter.
We were able to shoot the water hose over there, which was really fun. We rang some bells. We got to sit in the fire trucks. Firefighters have been awesome. They were able to let us sit and pretend to drive the trucks and push the buttons, so really nice people out here.
There's a hand pumper, and the kids can go actually pump the hand pumper and then spray water at the hose house, pretending like they're putting out an actual fire.
Thank you to Ypsilanti for putting on this great event. Gives the kids a chance to get up close, to the fire trucks, which they wouldn't have an opportunity to do that without them providing this. So thank you to all the men and women out here.
Visit Riverside Park in Ypsilanti on Saturday, August 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to enjoy the 2022 Fire Muster. The Natural Area Preservation, or NAP, is dedicated to keeping our area parks thriving with the help of volunteers. Find out ways to be a nature steward in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Tina Stevens, Volunteer and Outreach Coordinator with the City of Ann Arbor's Natural Area Preservation. Our mission is to protect and restore Ann Arbor's natural areas and to foster an environmental ethic within the community. There are many ways that you can volunteer to support the natural areas, including volunteering with our breeding bird survey program, becoming a turtle steward, or taking photos as part of our photo monitoring program. You can even volunteer to join our prescribed burn crew. Most folks volunteer by attending our public work days, which take place nearly every weekend. At these events, we do things like hand pull invasive garlic mustard, cut invasive shrubs, or collect and spread native seeds. To learn more about NAP or how to volunteer with these opportunities, visit www.a2gov.org/NAP.
The Ann Arbor At Center, or A2AC, has gone through many changes in recent years, expanding their footprint, making public art a priority, and offering a wide range of classes to interested individuals. And now they're hunting for a new executive director after Marie Clough's 10-year run in the position and all the wonderful contributions she made to the organization. Joining me is Kate Robertson, Interim Executive Director for A2AC. Welcome to the show, Kate.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dana.
Why don't you talk about how long have you been with the Ann Arbor At Center?
I've been at the Ann Arbor At Center now for 9 years. I started as a volunteer, and then they just kept me around.
Oh, that's great. You must have really liked it to start as a volunteer and then stay for 9 years.
Yeah, I really am. My heart is a part of this organization and this building now, and so seeing all the change for not only the time that Marie's been here, but that I've been here, it's been really wonderful.
So Marie was there for what, about a decade?
Yep, about 10 years. She hopped on right before I began.
So really, this is new to you. You sort of had to take over temporarily for her, but she was the only executive director that you worked with.
Yeah, so when I started as a volunteer, that was that time when the organization was transitioning from Marsha Chamberlain, the previous executive director, back towards Marie. So yeah, my entire time at the A2AC, I've been working in some capacity with Marie. So yeah, it's a huge change for the organization.
Well, how did you end up in this temporary position as an interim executive director? Because it's got to be it's sort of stressful to step in for someone when they leave too.
It's definitely a change of pace. I think anytime at a nonprofit, though, people wear lots of hats. And so I think that was definitely the case for me too. So certainly things are different. My role before my interim position was the senior director of operations. So I was touching on a lot of things that maybe Marie was also working on. So there's things that are new to me. There's things that maybe I knew a little bit more than I even knew I did. So yeah, it's an exciting challenge, and I'm certainly, I'm excited to see who is applying for the role and who's going to be the next director.
Talk about, these last 9 years that you've been with the organization and how you've seen it sort of evolve and grow. I mean, I feel like the Ann Arbor At Center has grown so much.
Definitely. I think there's been wonderful people. When I started, there was wonderful people working here. And I think, changing things, one of the things Marie did is she brought fresh eyes. Her background wasn't necessarily in the arts. She comes from a for-profit place. And I think even though that sounds counterproductive, it was actually very helpful to have fresh eyes where somebody would say, I don't understand this. And then a lot of artists would say, and they'd have to explain the process. And I think it actually created a really nice dynamic where, we changed things that maybe you couldn't see before because you weren't looking through it through the right lens.
Can you talk about some of the specific contributions that Marie has made in her decade-long run? Because I think you enjoyed working with her. I think she'll be missed by a lot of people.
Yeah, she'll definitely be missed by a lot of people. I know certainly after she made her announcement, people expressed those things to her, including myself. I think she took on some of the challenges of a nonprofit that aren't, fun, or, our building has a new HVAC system. And so we have better systems in place for creative people to do their jobs better. And so I think that was one of the biggest things Marie brought to the role, is she put really solid infrastructure in place. So people weren't spending all of their time, doing the not so fun stuff. And so those things aren't fun to tackle. Those people want to see beautiful murals, and they want to see artists doing what they're meant to do. But yeah, Marie tackled those kinds of things. And I think that was her strong suit, and what has put us where we are now, is she looked at the kind of not fun things and put her focus on those.
Yeah, the necessities really that aren't fun, that have really nothing to do with the art aspect, but make the organization in the building so much better than it was before.
So much better. So I think it's interesting. I brought some people that used to work in the building when I first started 9 years ago. I gave them a tour of the building since the renovations, and the things that they exclaimed about are things that you would be excited about if you spent a lot of time in a historic 100-year-old building. The bathrooms are all brand new. So yeah, if you work at a place, maybe that's not the first thing that when you come to the building you notice, but if you see a fresh, awesome bathroom, everybody was so excited about that, among many other amazing changes in the building. But I think those are the kinds of things that people don't want to focus on, but they're really impactful.
Well, and the building is now accessible for all too, because I was in there and I was like, this is great. I mean, there's obviously stairs, but you got the elevator, the bathrooms are accessible for everybody. So I think that's
yeah, the elevator has brand new guts. So it's completely redone. We have new ramps throughout the building. I mean, anytime your organization is in a historic building in a downtown setting, yeah, accessibility isn't always what is naturally lent to that building. And so, yeah, changes like that have been beyond impactful for students, for visitors. Yeah, it's fun to see that all change.
So where did Marie go? What's her next step?
Marie took on the role of Executive Director for the Great Lakes Center for the Art, located in Petoskey. And so it's more of a performing art venue, but I know she's very excited. Her and her husband, John, love being up north, and I think it's a really good fit for her next challenge.
Yeah, so she moved away.
Yep.
You're on the hunt currently for the new executive director. It's closing. The job hunt is closing soon. What are you looking for that executive director job?
It's closing soon, but I would definitely encourage anybody who hears this, even if it's after the fact, to go check it out. I know they've talked about possibly extending it. I think we have a rich history of executive directors really putting their stamp on things. So Marcia Chamberlain, Marie Klotz, and I think they're looking for somebody that can take all of these great renovations and things Marie has done to our physical building and infrastructure and be able to really take off with it. It's in a great place. I think we're looking for somebody that has a lot of vision for what the Art Center could be, locally, regionally. I think, we're looking for somebody who has really great ideas for what can be next for this place.
Yeah, the last time I spoke with Marie, which was just a few months ago, she was talking about how she wants the Ann Arbor Art Center to be something for everyone around the country, and the rebranding of it. So it's the A2AC instead of being the Ann Arbor Art Center. So it seems like it's for more than just people in Ann Arbor, which it is.
It absolutely is. And so I think also everything that this team and our organization accomplished during COVID showed us that there's so much reach that we can have that goes beyond our physical building. And so, yeah, somebody that has lots of great ideas for how that can be leveraged and how we take it as an organization to that next level is definitely a key element in what we're looking for in that role.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, Marie's background was not necessarily for a nonprofit arts organization, but so if you're thinking like if you think you have the ideas and the skill set to do it, then it doesn't necessarily have to be like you went from this nonprofit to that nonprofit. You could have a different skill set to bring to the Ann Arbor Art Center.
Absolutely. I think like any set of creatives, we're prepared to think outside of the box and find somebody that, you know, is excited to be here and excited to be a leader. So yeah, I don't think there's any parameters set on that. You know, obviously we have a job description that we put out in the world, but I think if somebody feels like it's a good fit for them, I would encourage them to apply.
Well, and it sort of seems like if you guys don't get the candidate that you want in this first round, that you're willing to extend it so you can find that person that's going to be the right fit.
The search committee is definitely, you know, looking for that right candidate. And so if we don't find it in this first round, they'll definitely be flexible on how we fill this role.
One of the things we've seen the Ann Arbor Art Center do around downtown is make it more of a destination for murals and public art. Talk about that, how we've seen sort of A2AC brighten up Ann Arbor and what the hopes for the future are with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that goes back to what I was saying, you know, when the pandemic happened and our building closed and our staff was working from home, we were able to focus on initiatives and things that maybe we weren't able to when our building was bustling and we were working on other projects. And so one of those was definitely our Art in Public initiative, and it really flourished through crowdfunding, through community support. And we realized that, yeah, that's an important way for us to, you know, get outside of our physical building, support artists. And yeah, it's not going away for sure. We're super excited. Louise Jones, one of our mural artists from that first round, she is curating a show that's opening on July 29th. So this, for me, it's this Friday, but I don't know when this will go out in the world. But, and it's all about the process of mural making. I think it's a mystery to a lot of people how giant paintings get on the sides of buildings. And so it's a peek inside of that process. And it's just downstairs. It's, you know, finished getting installed, and I'm super excited about it.
When is that up? It's like a range of time that'll be up at the Art Center for Beyond the Pale.
Yeah, it'll be July 9th or July 29th to October 8th. So it's a really long run, and we're going to plan complimentary programming. So there'll be lots of ways to engage with it, curator talks, you know, things where people can really get a lot out of it, because it's such an exciting show, and it ties into so many things that we're doing at the Art Center.
I actually have a funny mural story that I'll tell you. When the artist, and I think his name was Jesse something, was doing the pretzel bell mural. Yeah. I went to go shoot it for just a little short story to put into this show. And I was like, oh, can I go up on the cherry picker with you so I can get some shots of you painting the top part of the building. And then we got stuck in the cherry picker together, and the cops had to come help us get down. It was actually really funny. So there's a little snafu that happened when you're
sneak peek.
Yeah, painting a mural. But yeah, it really is. I think it's a great idea to sort of look behind the curtain for that mural thing, because these murals that you see are so huge that I think you can't figure out in your mind, unless someone's really explaining it to you, how it actually goes from a piece of paper to being on this building.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it takes so much coordination, and you know, artists do it differently too. So what's one artist's process versus another process? And yeah, how does it go from concept where it's getting approved by building owners, and then there it is for you to see when you drive by? It's I think all process in creative is very interesting. How does that go from this to that? But this one especially, because yeah, it's not clear how it all happens, and it's really fun to watch and learn.
Do you have any hopes for the future of A2AC as someone that's obviously been there for a while? Do you have any ideas of what you'd like to see next?
You know, I'm just so optimistic about it. I feel like, you know, the last 2 years have been very strange, not just for our organization, but many businesses, people, and organizations. And I'm so proud of, you know, the team that's here and all the amazing creative things that we were able to throw our energy into. And I feel like if we can throw our energy into those kinds of things when the world seems totally upside down. Imagine what we can do with, a fresh building and I don't know, enthusiasm. Yeah, I'm just excited. I can't pinpoint exactly things, but I know it's going to be awesome.
Well, why don't you tell us why you think it's so important to have A2AC in Ann Arbor for everyone around the country? Why, like, celebrating the arts and being an entity that teaches people about arts in different ways, visually, just to look at them, but also teaches them how to do arts? Why that's such an important aspect to have?
I think for so many reasons. I'm an artist myself. I love teaching art. I love talking about art. And I feel like having a venue and a place that's very clear, but approachable. I feel like a lot of times, larger art institutions, they feel like maybe they're not for me. And I feel like one of the big goals for the A2AC is, this is for you. And so even how I found the Art Center, I moved to Michigan. I didn't know anybody. And I said, I'm going to start volunteering at this place because, it feels like it's for me. It's an art center, right? And so I found this great community. I get to do the things I love. I get to talk about art with artists, with people. And I think having that kind of catch where when, creatives are in a place and they're looking for, where they need to be a part of, but also making it feel welcoming. Our classes, I'm constantly amazed of the diversity and the people that are in our classes, professors from the U of M who, can't even think about microbiology anymore will come and they'll take wheel throwing. And, at the front desk, the people that come to our space that aren't sure what we are, but when they leave, they feel like, I could go back there. I feel like it's important to have a space like that. And connect with other nonprofits, other art centers, and make sure that they're around for a really long time.
Why, before we go, people, like you said, it's all different people, it's all different walks of life that come into A2AC. Maybe someone that's on the fence about it. Why should they take advantage of, one of the longest running art institutions around?
I think because it's like a choose your own adventure book. This space and the people in it offer a lot of avenues for what it might need to be for you. If an art class isn't for you, maybe you just need a spot to get away and look at something with fresh eyes. Maybe you want to come and you want to have meet people while doing something maybe outside of your comfort zone. And so maybe you don't want to come in our building at all, but you're really curious about the murals that are all popping up around downtown. And so you can sneak in and you can take a mural map and find out where they are and connect with us that way. So there's, it's the Art Center is like a choose your own adventure book. If you're interested, there's some way that you can find a connection to this space.
Yeah, and I would personally suggest anyone that's walking by to just step in the new building, check it out, because I was really amazed when I walked in there.
It feels so good. And again, a lot of the things that are great about the building, you might not even notice, but there's fresh air exchanging into every room of the building now with our new HVAC system, which was planned before COVID, but obviously after, it's even more impactful that kind of air is going into a 100-year-old building. We have new ramps, so if you want to see something, that's not going to limit you from enjoying it. And it's just a great place to be downtown that doesn't feel like, certainly we sell artists' work, but it's not a transactional space. If you want to just come in and enjoy art and come say hi, you're welcome to do that. And if you're looking for something more, you can do that too.
Well, I want to thank you for being on the show, Kate. And I also want to say good luck with the A2AC on their search for the new executive director.
Yeah, I'm so excited for who's going to be in that role next. I think it's a very exciting time.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.